Hey guys, and welcome to A Gunner Down Under. In today's video, I'm going to be previewing Everton versus Arsenal. I watched the first half of the Barca game because I had to go to work, so I missed out on it. And from what I saw, we had some heart, we had some sort of game plan. We just didn't have the class or that clinical finishing, which is so often the case when it comes to Arsenal, especially in the past 10 to 12 matches. We just can't seem to find the back of the net when we generate so many chances. We actually generated more chances against Barcelona than we did against Watford at home. So it was a big turnaround in that aspect. But credit to El Nene, he was outstanding once again and scored a great goal. But moving on, we now only have really one competition that we're focusing on. Even though a week ago we had three, we now have one, and that's Everton, who are on a high after their FA Cup triumph in the quarterfinals against Chelsea. So they've got Lukaku, Barkley, Deulofeu. They've got a number of very good players, and it's always going to be very tough, especially at Goodison Park, where we haven't been too successful lately. We almost lost there last season when we were 2-0 down. The other time before that was 3-1. Lukaku killed us that day, and then before that, Fellaini scored a goal. I was there a couple of years back, and they drew with us 1-1. So it's never a game where we take points. It's always a game where we drop points. So it's going to be very critical for the run into the rest of the season that we do see that out. And it's really important that we do continue in that effort that we put in against Barcelona. Even though we did lose 3-1, we saw some good signs there. It's just a matter of whether it was just them up for the Barca game and because it was Barca, or is this a different sort of effort? Because we thought that when we played Tottenham and we had that effort, but then, a couple of games later after we beat Hull City, we see what we did against Watford and was back to usual. So it's make or break for Wenger. I mean, if we lose this, I couldn't imagine what sort of feedback he's going to be getting from the fans and from just the wider community. I mean, it's already very negative. So for his sake, I really do hope that we put in a performance, and for our players' sake and for our supporters, because we're going to have thousands going out there. It's not an easy trip. I've done it myself to Goodison Park, and it's a good 6-hour bus trip from London, from the Emirates, where I took it. So I understand what the away fans are mentioning when they fly to Barcelona and they spend all this money, and then the team puts in pretty much zero effort because the team gets to fly their first class, doesn't have to pay a cent or a pound, and they get it pretty easy. So it's just unfair on the fans, and let's hope that for the rest of the season that they can repay the faith, because over the past 12 weeks they have not. So it's going to be a massive game. Lukaku is obviously the key. Barkley's the key. It's a game that we're playing similar opposition in the way that they play. They like to play the ball and playing behind. They just have probably a better striker at the moment. So let's hope that it's a battle between Lukaku and Welbeck and we win the shootout, because it's going to be an open game. Everton are a very high-scoring team, but they also concede a lot. They've got one of the worst defences in the league, believe it or not. Especially at home, they actually concede a lot of goals at Goodison Park. They're more open at home, which makes sense because they're on the attack compared to away. So hopefully we can take advantage of that and hit them on the break. But anyway, guys, that's it from me. It's just a brief preview of the match. It's been another tough week for me and the family, so I'm not going to do a proper video. It's just going to be a brief webcam video. So leave your comments below. Tell me what you think the result is going to be. My heart tells me we're going to win this 2-1, but my head tells me it's going to be some sort of 2-2, 3-3, 4-4. Like the Liverpool game where we probably should have won it, but we lose a goal in the last minute and we get a draw. So I think it's going to be something like that. I hope it's not. I hope we do win the game. Judging from the squad at Barcelona, we had Koscielny back, we had Bellerin, El Nene started. Iwobi was quite good against such great opposition. Sanchez showed a bit more grunt. I think the front four could possibly say the same, depending on whether we want to start with Walcott or not, but he's really not put up his hand for the past 6 weeks. He's really been terrible. So I think starting with Welbeck's critical. El Nene, Coquelin would be a great midfield with Ozil. And then the back four of Gabriel, Koscielny, Bellerin, Monreal, and Ospina, who's been in pretty good form and unlucky to concede 3 today, although there were 3 world-class goals, so you couldn't have done much against the 3. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and go the Gunners.